revenue literally immediately. If you have more money than time, door number 2 is going to be for you. You can view some of our managed services, look for more done-for-you packages. 34% of Americans in 2018 visited one of our managed services. Forbes 3 years in a row quoted, Income Store is an expert at generating home or business revenue. If you'd love to explore how to check out adding revenue to your home or business, just go to incomestore.com. That's incomestore.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, and I don't understand people who run for no purpose. I mean, I really don't.
You mean just go out for a jog or run along the lakefront?
Do not understand
because it's called this thing. It's exercise.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, you might have been familiar with it at one point in time in your life, but it helps your heart and your lungs. And
excuse me, I said running without a purpose, like running with a ball in your hand, running on a court.
Yes.
Having a point to the exercise. That's what evades my understanding about running. Now, this weekend on Sunday morning, you can run with a purpose, and the purpose is to help Folds of Honor raise money to provide scholarships to the families of fallen and disabled servicemen and women. This is happening in a rather unique environment.
Oh, first time ever that Vulcan Quarry. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with it.
Yeah,
right there off I-55.
Yeah.
That you get to go inside the quarry and run and see the inner workings of the operational quarry. And there's some beautiful, limestone towers that you can run around. But it's kind of challenging because you're going to descend nearly 300 feet. So you better be in shape. You can walk it, too. You don't have to run it. Can we hoist you in there, Dan?
Maybe if I could bring a wedge and some golf balls and practice my chipping. And it's interesting because I know Folds of Honor has a relationship with professional golf, too. So we're going to talk to Larry Robinson about that. He's the VP of Corporate Development for Folds of Honor in Chicago. Larry, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for having me.
So give us a quick backstory on Folds of Honor, the organization, and then specifically the details of this event.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been around about 12 years, put out over 20,000 scholarships in those 20 years. We're looking at how many scholarships we're going to push out for the coming year for 19 and 20. So we should be around 5,000 this year, which is a 20% increase, which is pretty good. This is the first time ever partnering with Vulcan Materials for this quarry run. So we're actually pretty excited about it.
But it's just not scholarships to anyone. It's scholarships to the families of fallen and disabled servicemen and women.
Yes, ma'am. The spouses and children of wounded and fallen service members.
These are educational scholarships. Is it strictly college or post-high school? Is it K through 12 as well? Give us the details.
Yeah, that's a good question. We do K through 12 as well and higher education. So we do both.
Okay, and how many kids have you helped since, this organization began 12 years ago?
Yeah, so we just put out last year our 20,000 scholarship over 12 years. So hopefully we can push out 5,000 this year.
And how did you become involved with this organization? Tell us the backstory.
Yeah, so I heard Dan Rooney, our founder, who's an F-16 fighter pilot, speak about 8 years ago and just fell in love with the mission and just tried to figure out how I could help.
And give us more of the color on this event too. I know there's it's going to be broken out by age groups and things like that. The goals for this 5K sort of at the quarry and at Vulcan.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty funny. You talked about descending 300 feet. I think you got to remember you got to come back up, right?
Yeah, right.
So the early numbers that I got yesterday, I think there's over 500 people signed up already for this. I don't have the age breakdown in front of me, but that's pretty good for a first-time ever race.
Wow. And what can we, so it said, that it's going to descend 300 feet. So when you go down, you're going to have to come back up, correct?
Exactly right.
The Folds of Honor, what's the relationship you guys have with the PGA too? Because I've seen Dan Rooney, I've seen him on like Fox and Friends over the years promoting some golf tournaments. I've seen some pros like Tom Lehman involved with Folds of Honor. The relationship there with the PGA.
Yeah, so Dan Rooney, our founder, went to Kansas to play golf and then came out as a PGA guy. And we actually had a really good weekend with Gary Woodland.
Oh, great.
Gary Woodland is a Folds of Honor ambassador. He wears our logo on his golf bag. He's been with us pretty much since the inception. So we couldn't be more excited to have Gary Woodland win the U.S. Open.
Is he going to be at the quarry run by any chance
Yeah.
on Sunday?
Do you guys have a private jet to go get him?
Oh,
Dan,
not,
hey,
not,
wait, Dan,
not
you want to fire it
exactly.
up? Come on.
I mean, will he
Yeah,
take a
yeah.
Cessna Skyhawk? Is that
Yeah.
enough firepower for him?
Dan's coming in hot.
I mean, if he
That's
gets,
a little slow. I think he's looking for a Lear to go about 600 miles per hour.
yeah, I figured as much. Now, I would, yeah, that's great. I mean, if he can teach people how to use a sand wedge on the green for those long putts like he did on 17 at the U.S. Open, then I think you could get a lot of interest in a Gary Woodland-led event for Folds of Honor.
Yeah, exactly right. That was actually pretty incredible what he did.
I just got a text message from someone. They want to know how they can sign up for this and how much it is and all that.
Yeah, so you just go to quarrycrusherrun.com/Chicago, and you can do everything basically online. It's $40 to register, and $40 for the 3.2 miles and $50 for the 5.6 miles.
Might as well do the 5.6 miles. And the people who won these scholarships, the recipients, just tell me how grateful they are and what it's like when you hand them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Just here in Illinois, we have over 100 recipients we're funding currently. And, you know, when you see the face when these kids get the scholarship, it's pretty moving. Most of them start to cry because we usually send out the scholarship. We don't tell them they're going to get it until the letter comes in the mail, and then they open it up and receive the letter that they were awarded the scholarship.
Oh, that's got to be amazing.
And for more information about Folds of Honor, the organization beyond this event, if people maybe can't do the run this weekend but want to get involved with Folds of Honor.
Yeah, absolutely. So locally, we have the largest chapter in the country right here in Chicago, ironically enough, and it's just chicago.foldsofhonor.org, or you can look nationally at foldsofhonor.org as well.
All right, very good. And again, the run is this Sunday morning, the 23rd. The Vulcan Materials Quarry Crusher Run. That's a mouthful. Vulcan Materials Quarry Crusher Run at their McCook Quarry. And again, the website to sign up. Repeat that one more time for our listeners.
quarrycrusherrun.com.